Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Continuing to see those mostly cloudy to overcast conditions out there this morning, and continuing to see some light reflectivity values around the region, indicating some light sprinkles or maybe a light shower. And we can expect that to continue as we move through the day today. A chance of seeing that occurring here at Wallops, and we will see more significant rainfall moving in as we go into the overnight time frame and into the first part of the day tomorrow, as another low pressure system moves through, bringing some more widespread rain showers into the area. Take a look at the current surface analysis. We have that area of low pressure that was off to our south yesterday, now well off to the east, and seeing that next area of low pressure off to our west. That's going to track through the mid-Atlantic region as we move overnight tonight into tomorrow. Between that, seeing some surface troughing over the local region, and that's helping to support some of that light precip that's around the area. Continuing to see an onshore flow developing as we go through the day today, becoming quite breezy, but looking at just a slight breeze at the current time. Take a look at that current visible satellite as well as the composite radar. We can see that light reflectivity around the region that I was just mentioning, generally coming in from the northeast, some coming from the south as well, but again, just amounting to a light sprinkle or shower around the area, fairly brief in nature, so could see that continue as we move through our working hours today, but staying in the cloud cover as we move through the day as well. Look at the high resolution model for what we can expect for the next day or so. As mentioned, we'll continue to see some light reflectivity around the region over the peninsula as we move through our working hours today, bringing that chance for some light rain or sprinkles as we go into the evening time frame, particularly as we get late evening and past the midnight time frame. We'll start to see the impacts of that next area of low pressure moving in, and it's going to bring some more scattered to widespread showers and possibly even an embedded thunderstorm moving into the area. Again, particularly as we get past the midnight time frame, we'll see that becoming likely. You can see some of these higher reflectivity values indicating that chance for some heavier pockets of rain. Additionally, we'll see breezy conditions developing as we move into the afternoon. Good chance of seeing a wind advisory, and particularly as we go into the overnight time frame during the same time that we'll see these showers moving through. We'll see that pressure gradient tightening up with that low pressure approaching, and we'll see those winds ramping up, becoming quite windy at times, with more of a southerly component to the wind ahead of the system. And then we'll see the shower activity, breezy conditions continuing into the first part of the day on Thursday. It does look like generally expecting the showers start to come to an end late afternoon or towards the close of business on Thursday, as the area of low pressure continues to move off to the northeast. That's when we'll see those winds shifting out of the west behind this boundary, and we'll start to see some of those clouds breaking up, with things drying out as we move into a period of some drier weather. Zooming out, looking at the European model here, still staying slightly breezy on the backside of the system as we move through the overnight time frame into the start of the day on Friday. Friday looks to be another pretty windy day, as we'll have more of a westerly component to the wind, but we'll see those peak gusts back up in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range, as we still see the impacts of this area of low pressure well off to our northeast at this point. And gradually we'll start to see that pressure gradient weaken a bit as we move through the weekend, but looking at a stretch of dry weather continuing through the weekend and into the beginning of next week, with high pressure generally in control and looking at fairly seasonable temperatures. Could see a slight warm up as we get into the middle of the week next week by a couple of degrees, but still fairly seasonable. And models are indicating the possibility of maybe our next chance of precip moving in Tuesday. GFS model has a bit more rain moving into the local area. This particular run of the European model keeps some of that to the south, but it's something we'll be keeping an eye on as we move into that extended forecast period. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do keep some risk as we move through our working hours today of seeing that light, brief rain shower or sprinkle through the area. Do expect those winds to start to increase as we get into the afternoon, turning more onshore. Sustained 12 to 17 knots, gusting to 26 knots. So looking at a good chance of seeing a wind advisory this afternoon. And that continues into the evening as we increase that probability with a wind advisory. Likely, particularly as we move through the overnight time frame, as we'll start to see those gusts exceeding 30 knots again through the early morning hours of Thursday. That's when we introduce that likely risk for some showers and a chance of even an embedded thunderstorm, with those showers starting to move into the area ahead of that next system. The onshore flow going to keep those tides about 1.5 to 2.5 feet above normal, and as mentioned, going to stay in the clouds as we move through the next 24 hours. Extended forecast here, again, starting off with some rain showers, possibly a thunderstorm for the first part of our Thursday, and breezy conditions continuing. And as we get late in the day and into the evening, we'll start to see clouds breaking and the rain moving out of the area. That southerly component to the wind going to set up for a milder day on Thursday with highs in the upper 60s. Then we'll see a cool down back to seasonable temperatures behind that system. Again, a stretch of some dry weather for the next several days behind that, and a mix of daytime driven, partly to mostly cloudy conditions. We'll see windy conditions on Friday, again, 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts possible, and see those winds slacking off as we move through the extended forecast period and picking up additional cloud cover on Tuesday with the possibility of another system, maybe even some rain chances trying to work their way into the forecast for the middle of next week. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.